Alrighty, what's up, guys? Solomon here, and today I've got my brother with me, Isaac. I'm sure you all already know who he is. So far since starting this YouTube channel, I've just been kind of making different types of content that I just kind of feel like making, but I've been kind of asking, what do people want to see? I've saw a couple comments saying that my brother and I should do a video together, and I feel like honestly, we could probably make a lot of videos of us just talking about different topics. So, as always, feel free to leave in the comments any topics that you'd like to see us discuss specifically. It's pretty easy for me to be able to talk to him on camera because I know where he lives. So, if you ever want to see us talk about anything specific, let us know down below. Today we were just going to be just discussing just random plumbing stories from the job site. I saw multiple comments asking for videos about plumbing and plumbing stores. So I'm going to kind of knock two birds out with one stone, doing a video with him, and we're going to be just talking about just different plumbing horror stories.
And then, yeah, in the comments, give us topics, geopolitical issues, anything controversial, divisive, polarizing. We don't want to talk about favorite ice cream flavors. We want to talk about
nothing like that.
We'd rather be ranking race tier lists, wars, anything that makes people mad, or anything that is not, that's an opinion that's going to be very divisive, that's going to cause a fight.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about things that are not controversial.
No, I just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which, by the way, thanks to everybody who's been sticking around. That's a lot more than I was expecting. I kind of figured everybody would just check out that.
I'm at a little over 500.
Yeah, okay. I'll link you in the description.
I mean, all I did so far was just post Jonathan Shelley.
No, but
shout out Jonathan Shelley for the 505 subscribers I'm at now.
Yeah, but I'm surprised by how many people were actually willing to stick around after that other weird video, which, by the way, it's unlisted, but it's in the description of my What's Next for the Channel video if anybody wants to go back and revisit it. But yeah, anyway, thanks to that, I can now make money on YouTube, so I want to absolutely push the envelope of how much we can say before they stop letting me do that, because I am not in this for the money. This is just for the love of the game. But hey, maybe if I can squeeze out a few dollars, who's to say no to that? So, anyway, also as far as making plumbing how-to videos, I don't think that's going to be something that I do just because when I'm doing actual jobs, it would be a pain in the ass to whip out a camera.
I have the camera glasses.
Yeah, you have to... Wait, which ones do you have?
It's the Ray-Ban ones. They have the cameras built in. So you put them on and
are those the Snapchat glasses? Or
no,
those...
they're not Snapchat. They're made by Ray-Ban. There's nothing to do with Snapchat. I know the Snapchat ones, it's not those.
Have you ever made any videos on the job site with those, or?
I actually did on a water heater, but then I just I didn't end up making a video with it. I filmed the entire water heater. So you basically just put them on and they just film.
Well,
they're actually really nice. I mean, it's really good for POV because it's not like a GoPro mount.
I have a
GoPro
POV,
too, but yeah, but they're very. I think the only downside is you can only film up to 60 seconds at a time, but you can you can keep starting and stopping anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the other thing with that kind of style of content of just how to do or just plumbing videos in general is that there's kind of a lot of people out there.
Can I have a couple
I'm not really going to be doing I'm not going to be doing a unique form of soldering or a unique water heater installation, but at least if we just talk about more just opinion stuff, it can be a little bit more.
Right, because there's always going to be somebody who can make a better plumbing video or something.
Yeah, exactly. But there's not going to be a lot of better videos covering our view of races. But anyway, plumbing stories. So, I mean, first of all, just any time the customer has an Indian last name.
I've experienced the dread when you see the last name and you see that surname and you realize they're somewhere from the Indian subcontinent. Just the sinking feeling in your stomach.
You're not getting any money out of that job.
Honestly, I'm tired of the Jews getting hate. Let's lay off on the Jews.
No,
Jews
stingy. Jews
I've never
always
had a stingy Jewish
It's insane.
customer. They're the coolest customers.
No, the Jews are always tipping. They're always real friendly and cool because they might be rich, but they'll at least spend the money.
I suspect that the Jews are trying to because they know people are expecting them to be stingy. So they're never stingy. They're always super cool, never stingy, never argue on the price. Anyone though from anywhere in Pakistan, India, or any of those, anywhere in the Bangladesh, anywhere in the Indian subcontinent, they're just the worst customers.
Yeah, well, no, you're one of 5 plumbers they called out. And it's they're just going to figure out whichever dude's going to charge them the least and then try to talk that guy down.
So I had this one guy, I was actually the 11th guy he had called. He had a beard about this long. He had his phone. He had some kind of He'd like woven string to make a harness for his phone. He was wearing his phone around his neck.
Oh, okay.
His water heater was flooding and it was like flowing out his garage. It had been doing this for 5 days. Now I was the last plumber. I ended up making the sale, and I did the water heater that same day.
Okay, well that's good. 5 days though. Like you'd think he would have just told the first guy to get it done.
No, he'd rather let his house and drywall get destroyed. He had mold all over the place.
Did he have restoration come out?
Oh, of course not. He said it would dry out on its own. He had mold everywhere.
Just aim a fan at it and call it good, right?
PSA, your drywall will not dry out on its own. It will turn into mold, and when it turns into mold, your homeowner's insurance will deny the claim because you should have fixed it before it was moldy. Always call a licensed restoration company. Do not call the carpet cleaners. No, they need to be licensed for mold remediation. Unless you just don't care about your house. You could always do the landlord special and paint over the mold. That will work
temporarily. But
I love slumlords.
A stitch in time saves 9. But yeah, no, those. Yeah, it's always a pain in the butt when you have the customer that just doesn't want to actually get anything done. They just want a free quote or something. But man, Isaac, he does a lot more of like the service plumbing right now, where he just shows up, does individual things, repair things. I do a lot of the whole home repipes. So whenever I go to like a hoarder house, I have to get into every single part. And it's insane because I have to get a lot of stuff moved, and the entire house will be just so densely packed that it's like, where do you even move the stuff to? Like, I can't even describe some of the stuff I've seen, except that if you ever watch the A&E show Hoarders, like I have been in houses that look like that. Like I'm not even exaggerating.
What about the job? Do you remember the Tucson job with the one that Rusty walked off of?
That was the one with the honey, right?
So that was the woman who had like 150 cats because years ago somebody had killed their cats and like poisoned them. So now she like took in every cat. So she had literally, I think she claimed she had over 100, but she wasn't sure.
Okay.
Cats everywhere. And then she called Ron crying because he used her rag, remember?
Okay, yeah, I remember this one.
Talk about this one.
So yeah, like the house was a nightmare. Apparently my coworker had like gone before to do the job, and he had walked off and just said it's undoable. Like,
well, it was unsanitary.
It was
like a health
unsanitary.
Hazard. It was so dirty.
There was too much stuff. Complete nightmare. I show up, it was like manageable now, but the house was like still filthy. And in one of the rooms, there was a 5-gallon bucket of honey just laying on its side, just honey spilling all over the ground, flies on it, all of that. But at one point, you know, if you're cutting old lines when the water's off, like this little residual water falls out under the sink, on the ground, whatever. I had like grabbed one of her towels and like wiped up the water.
It wasn't a nice towel, I might add.
It wasn't a nice towel, which is still, by the way, a no-no. If there's any like plumbers or aspiring plumbers out there, you aren't supposed to do that. But it's a gray area. You're not supposed to do it, but it was like a kind of beat up towel, so I thought it was no big deal. This woman was just like coming undone about it, and like and she was about like how it's so unsanitary and dirty, and it was so funny just because of the state of the house. But yeah, a lot of times these hoarders, they become so used to their hoard that they actually notice if you make any mess whatsoever or like leave anything out.
That's the worst, because like you'll think their house is disgusting. Yeah. So you're like, oh, I'm not wiping up my boot.
No. But they know
because their house is literally disgusting, and then they complain about it.
Because for them it's just background noise, and they can notice if anything changes. Because I've always had the attitude of I leave a job site cleaner than I found it, type of thing. But like I've had hoarder houses where I'm leaving drywall on the sink and it's still cleaner than I found it, because like I had to wipe it off before I even touched it, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's like different levels of hoards too, because it's at first just like people who have too much stuff and they're just cluttered and whatnot.
We need to give the caveat that we don't just hate all of our customers, and we're not just horrible plumbers who just talk trash about every customer.
No, well,
and we like trashing houses.
Of course,
most customers I like, and the most customer great experience. It's just I've been doing this for over 6 years now, so I'm going to.
And hey, we're not putting any names to these stories. I mean, tattoo artists will tell you the same thing, that they talk all kinds of trash in the back. But yeah, most customers are cool. It is funny though. I guess if we're gonna go off on this tangent.
The cool customers rarely leave an impression unless they're like really cool and.
Well, what about that one astronaut who gave us each $100 and bought his?
I was not at the astronaut job. That was not me. I was not there.
I could have sworn you were there. Was it
not at the astronaut job.
Big repipe? Remember?
I didn't. I was not at the astronaut. You told me about this before. I've told you. I did not. I did not meet the astronaut.
I do not.
I wish I would
remember this. it was like it was this really like old guy who I think he was an astronaut. I don't know.
Old guys are the best customers.
Yeah, no,
Just
old guys are the best.
Old white guys are like the coolest
Yeah,
customers.
the old people
Never
are
met
cool.
one I didn't. Well, I've met a few, but yeah.
Yeah. No, like of the cool ones. Yeah, I know what you mean. But anyway, yeah, it is funny though. Working in this industry, you do get kind of just like an idea for how people live. Like you just see just different walks of life among people who own houses. Like,
should we do like a customer tier list?
Yeah, that might be a good future video.
Genre
idea.
of customer?
Yeah, genre of customer. But no, it's funny because
we don't have enough on black customers.
Sometimes
they don't have their own houses.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes it is funny you'll run into maybe not the owner themselves, but someone who lives with them, where they're like a shut-in who's like a literal like NEET. Like, you know, if you go on
where they have like their weird kid?
Yeah,
with, like,
their
blue
weird
hair?
kid.
Yes.
But like, you know what I mean? You would never see this person in public.
Yes.
Because they're these shut-ins who live in their room all
and you
day.
get to meet them.
But you find them.
Because
you have to make them
I'm gonna
move their
send you the
stuff.
picture. We can put it up on screen for this. The person, I didn't meet the person. It was a vacant, well, it was not vacant apartment. It was an apartment. I had a key to get in.
Sure.
The entire place was like a shrine to Harry Styles. We're talking pictures, flags all over the walls. I'm gonna find the pictures on my phone. I'm gonna show it to him. The entire
There's no
thing.
personal details in it, right?
Zero. No.
Okay.
I couldn't tell anything. I was trying to find out if it was a man or a woman. Or I landed on
It's just
obese
this-
white woman. That's what I was guessing, but I never found out who lived there because I was just there. The whole place was a Harry Styles shrine. It was so freaking weird. I need to find the
That's
pictures. But it was really strange.
All right. Well, hopefully I managed to find that. Hopefully editing me is able to throw that up because that sounds funny. I've never seen this picture, so we'll both. See
I
this
sent it to you
together
at the
later.
time. This was like 2 years ago.
You remember how you said that you weren't on the astronaut job? I would have remembered this Harry Styles house, man. I'm telling
Dude,
you.
I'm telling you, I sent it to you.
Well, all right. I'll throw a caption on screen if I end up being wrong about having seen it before.
I bet I can literally find the text where I texted it to you.
Hopefully you can. But yeah, no. You do see all kinds of different customers, but man, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the hoarders, different types of like the hoards. Which, by the way, for anybody wondering, I would say I run into like some kind of a hoarder house, probably like less than once a
All right,
week.
signs you're a hoarder. If you can't park your car in your garage, you're a hoarder.
Yeah.
If your garage doesn't have
go
space
off.
for both of your cars, you're a hoarder. The garage is for cars. Now, I keep all kinds of crap in my garage that's not cars, but we fit the vehicles. We have multiple motorcycles, bicycles, and the car in the garage. That works.
Mhm.
If you can't fit your cars in your garage, you suck, and you need to clean your dirty house. It's very simple.
What I was saying about tiers of hoard is there's people who have like too much stuff, clutter.
That's
like
the one
tier
type,
one.
yeah.
That's tier one. Then the next circle of hell is people who have trash.
Yes.
Because trash requires no organization.
What
of stuff.
level is cat
You
turtle
put it in a
of the
bag.
house?
That's
when it's
that'll be the next
unsanitary,
level
yeah.
down. Where there are animal droppings throughout the house. Both
you can
of
breathe
like
it in the air.
rats, or just like they'll have like 8 cats and they're pooping everywhere, and like there's like poop smeared footprints on the house, and they're not your boot prints. It's just they just live that way. And then I would say the worst is anything that involves like human unsanitary material, which is rare, but it's usually like in like the bathroom or something. Where like
I've seen some scary toilets, yeah.
Well, I would say once the toilet that really stuck out in my mind was I had this really like an old guy who was definitely a few sandwiches short of a picnic. This dude was like, someone else bought the repipe for him. Like he needed it and he was like being cared for by like some younger family member. But this dude, the entire toilet, you know people with those shelves like over the toilet, like those metal things, and they like
I hate
to
those.
move. Yeah, I hate them too. They're super
Why just
trashy.
knock 'em
Hey,
down?
real quick. You also hate those stupid things that people hang on the shower arm, right?
Yeah, so if you hang one of those shower caddies on your shower arm,
You might
makes
be a
like
hoarder.
You're wrong. Well, you're just wrong because the shower arm is very thin brass, and while the brass is strong, there's too much leverage. It holds the weight of the shower head, and you will snap that brass piece off inside. It's called the drop ear 90. It'll snap off inside, and when it does, and you have your tile shower on both sides, I'm going to cut your tile to access it, and your tile is going to get ruined. Do not hang crap on your shower arm. Don't. Get a caddy maybe that mounts to the wall. If you really are so compelled to do a shower caddy, get some drill bits that are rated for tile. Don't use regular drill bits so you'll crack the tile. Drill through the tile, mount anchors, and actually mount the caddy to your shower wall. It's not that complicated. Do not hang crap on your shower arm.
And it'll
It's
look
paper-thin
nicer if
brass.
you do it the right way too. Those other ones look trashy.
They make nice kits that you can mount. Just make sure to buy Bosch, is the brand I would use. Buy some Bosch tile and glass rated drill bits. Get some 1/4 inch bits. put in some anchors and just mount it. It'll look better.
Anyway,
it'll be stronger.
Back to trashy bathroom things. This guy had one of those like kind of trashy over the toilet bathroom metal shelves. Again, no hate if you have
Once
one
again,
of those. Just
if you
not
want
a
a
fan.
shelf caddy above your toilet, mount to the wall. Do not get that weird wonky thing that just sits there.
We're
It's stupid.
construction workers. We're very biased towards doing things the right way. Anyway,
But it's not even hard to do it
this
the right
dude's
way.
exactly,
It's not even that hard.
Exactly. This dude's entire shelf was just nothing but just Playboy magazines, just hundreds. I don't know how many it was, but I was moving it by the bushel.
I got a story about that in a minute.
And this guy's house was dirty too. So you have to imagine what's going through my mind, like the possible unsanitary nature of these works, just because. I mean, do I need to elaborate here?
I remember I was doing a job. Do you remember we were doing the repipe for the ASU dormitories? It was the upon our warranty job.
Don't even get me started.
So we're doing this warranty job. Well, it was really a nightmare because everything was like all the drywall was triple thick for like sound.
Oh yeah,
insulation.
3 layers of drywall and everything.
It was just a pain, and they had like. But I was in a bathroom. I was trying to clear it out, and I like opened this locker or whatever, and I found just like the lifetime supply of like 70s Playboy magazines, like a lot, like a concerning amount. I'm moving them, and this one of them has on the cover just article. It was like how to prevent your son from being a homosexual. I opened it up. I opened it up, find the insert, and the entire article. It was like 5 pages on just like they had like experts weighing in on what to do to prevent your son from being a homosexual. And I was bad. They didn't suggest like get him a subscription.
I was gonna say, dude.
You think they would self-promote? No.
That kind of like old Playboy stuff was tasteful compared to what's popular.
I don't remember what was actually in the magazine because I was actually just reading the article. I swear.
No, low key when I was moving the whole Thrones set of Playboys out of that room. Like I gotta admit, like it's so much better than the kind of crap that kids are seeing
Now
today.
they're just gonna go. Pastor Anderson's sons promote pornography online.
All right, I may cut out this entire rant.
No, don't cut it out. But at least just give the caveat that we're not promoting pornography.
Let me be.
We're both married men. We do not
let me
consume
be, okay,
such
let me be
crap.
clear. Okay, you know what? We leave this in. Okay.
I thought we were gonna swear on here.
Yeah. All right. I'll bleep this out.
Okay.
I'll throw in bleeps. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to be because anyway. Here. Okay. Let me throw out a quick caveat. Okay. We're gonna speak openly about this because it's a thing that everybody in the 21st century deals with. Yeah. Pornography. It exists. It's a thing. Kids, if you're watching this video, don't look up internet video pornography. It's been scientifically proven that video pornography is significantly worse for your brain than even image format. Like there is a distinction even there. And then, of course, it has to do with if you're looking at a girl in a bikini versus just whatever disgusting slop the homepage is going to serve out to you. Like, are you really going to let the Jews pick what your fetishes are going to be?
Remember when we worked with coworkers who'd be like scrolling on their break?
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm going to teach like, oh, what are you doing, man? I'm just scrolling. And he's just scrolling.
No, the addiction is real.
It's insanity.
Like, I always thought that like that was something
he was scrolling the way I'd scroll like Facebook or Instagram.
No, I thought it was like an activity you do. Like, you know, you have an addiction, you go do that. But no, there are people where they'll just be in the work truck, in the passenger seat, just watching it.
Nelson. Shout out Nelson.
Okay, I'm bleeping that too. Don't say
no one knows who that guy is. Literally, no one knows who he is.
I'm censoring it.
The guy didn't even speak English. No one knows who he is.
Dude, imagine.
Do you remember that guy though?
Dude, if I don't bleep
his
name, though? Yes. Dude, if I don't bleep his name, someone's gonna find his phone number and contact him.
He was like 5'3". I'm not worried about him finding me.
Dude, I'm not morally opposed. I'm not doxing someone, dude. We don't do that.
Fine.
Hey, we don't do that. That's in poor taste. Who the hell would just dox someone for no reason?
It wasn't for no reason. Nelson was a real piece of work.
Yeah, he was a piece of work. Yeah, no, he would just be in the passenger seat of the work truck. Just
mind you,
no shame in his game.
Headphones
no
off,
shame.
sound up.
No shame in his game.
And he tried to like act like play it off like he wasn't. I was like, what are you doing? Mind you, I was 16 years old. I was driving the work van because Nelson, had a suspended driver's license. So I was driving our good friend Nelson around because he had a suspended driver's license and couldn't drive. I don't know why. I'm guessing it was for something stupid. But so I'm like, what are you doing over there? He's like, oh, he's just like trying to play it off. Like, dude, I know what you're doing. Like, he just got his phone. He was doing this on the company phone as well, the company issued cell phone.
I mean, this company, a lot of plumbing companies, they hire people who have much worse things in their past than that on a company cell phone. But again, just the absolute chutzpah, just the absolute gall to just. It's like that weird meme I saw floating around of that guy like at Kinko's just staring at the computer. Have you seen that? Where it's like he said my copies will be ready in a few minutes, and it's just this fat guy like standing in front of a computer in like the Kinko's behind the counter, just watching.
Yes, I've seen that.
I don't know where.
I know. I've seen them. I know what you're talking about.
Hey, if I can
throw it up on screen.
I'll throw it up in a censored way on screen. This show is going to be like PG-13. But anyway.
Have you seen the meme of the... No, it wasn't a meme. It was a guy posting on Twitter. He's on the airplane, and he's like, the guy next to me is scrolling like the Chick-fil-A app or whatever. Like, it's like Facebook. And then he posts like 10 minutes later, he's like, we started flying. He's now just watching porn sitting next to me. He showed like he took a picture of the guy both times. It was just this absolute animal on the airplane. Wait, can we talk about discussing people on the airplane?
Dude, this show is just whatever, man.
So let me tell you guys the strategy. This is how you fly like a professional. You are going to fly Southwest. If you're flying domestic, you always fly Southwest. If you're flying international, Lufthansa. Very simple.
I like American though sometimes.
So you always fly Southwest, and you want to pay for priority boarding. You want to be in the A boarding class, okay? So say it's just me and my wife, two of us. You're going to get on the plane with your priority boarding. You are going to take the very back row of the airplane. Because let's be realistic, it's the safest spot to sit on the plane. But also, if you have your checked bags, Southwest lets you fly with 2 free checked bags. Even if you're the last guy off the plane, your bags probably still aren't ready yet.
True.
Realistically. Unless the plane's completely empty, but then you're going to get right off the plane anyway. And then I'm not a chain smoker or some sort of other deadbeat addict, so I'm not worried about getting my nicotine fix. I'm not an addict, so get right off the plane.
And if you have nicotine, just get some Zins or
sure,
dude.
So you sit at the very back of the plane, and you're going to take the window seat and the aisle seat. You're going to hope that no one else is going to try there, like that the plane's not full. Because if the plane is not completely full, middle seat of the very last row is not a desirable seat. No one's going to want to sit there. But if they announce that, today it's going to be a completely full flight, you then start looking for some sort of normal-looking person that's not 350 pounds or has disgusting, stinky dreadlocks or just a repugnant person, and you go, hey, sir, would you like this aisle seat? And then one of you scoots to the middle seat, and you find whatever skinny, small person takes the aisle seat. I've never had a bad experience doing this. Because if you want to sit up at the very front of the plane, someone's going to want to sit in your middle seat next to you, and it might not be somebody you want to sit next to. So you take the very last row, and then you don't leave the aisle seat open. You sit in it, and then you scoot in and offer it to somebody. I've never had this system fail me. It works every single time. And it avoids having to sit next to fat people, drinking people, people with dreadlocks. Really just... What other people do?
I always love the feeling of power when you're sitting next to a fat person and they have the armrest up, and I just grab it and I just slowly just shove the armrest down, and it's just like sliding over their roll, and like
that is the rules of the airline. Our grandmother was a flight attendant. The armrest has to go down.
They know what's happening. You know what's happening. Nothing is said, but then they have this weird indentation into their just rolls.
Every time I'm on the plane, someone has their 3-year-old that won't shut up and stop crying. I always get really mad. I want to tell them to hit that stupid kid.
Give that thing some damn Benadryl or something.
Well, it's dumb because little kids don't have to. I remember I was with Artie actually when we most recently went out to see our Uncle Clint. We were at the airport, and there were 2 families. Both of them had a little boy and a little girl, probably each about maybe like 9 and 5 or something, just a couple years apart. And the one family was in their pajamas at the airport, which, first of all, if you wear your pajamas to the airport for any reason, you're a deadbeat and you suck.
Yeah, you can't get jeans that are comfortable?
Put on normal clothes. You do not wear your pajamas. Oh, it's comfortable. Well, you look like shit.
So much advice in this episode.
Right. Very simple. You're a deadbeat if you wear pajamas to the airport. So the family in pajamas, we're at the baggage claim, and their kids are on the ground rolling and screaming about I don't know what in their pajamas. Then there's another family, 2 kids, same ages, and they're dressed like normal people. And their kids were quietly standing and waiting for their bags like civilized human beings. And it was just immediately on display. You could see the difference in people who wear pajamas to the airport versus people that don't. They both had little kids, two little kids. Some well-behaved, some not. But it was because the parents were deadbeats in their pajamas, and they were setting a bad example for their kids. Whereas the parents that wore normal clothes to the airport set a good example for their kids. Yeah. And their kids weren't screaming at the baggage return.
Shout out to people who dress well when they don't have to, just because dressing well makes you, just not ugly up the world for everyone else.
We're not even talking about like dressing well.
Yeah,
we're just talking about
decent.
not like wearing your pajamas.
You don't just like you do other people a favor by making yourself look presentable.
Yeah.
But yeah,
at least just be clean.
What else? What are some other weird types of people on the plane?
Well, I mean, anybody with dreadlocks, because listen,
Okay,
I'm sorry, dreadlocks are disgusting. You haven't washed your hair in 4 months. You're disgusting. I don't know. Oh no, we do the detox where we put the lemon juice and no, you're disgusting. I'm sorry. Get a real man's hair.
Did you research dreadlocks to be able to make this point? Because I don't even know what the hell they do with them.
So the dreadlocks, it's basically for people that don't want to wash their stinking hair. And I'm sure in the comments, actually, you just don't understand. They're doing it wrong. You don't understand how real locks work. No, it's very simple. They put wax in there and they don't wash their hair for months on end. At best, they rinse it sometimes. Okay? And then they do these detoxes. And if you look at the videos of the dreadlock detoxes, it's disgusting. And it's like the fact that your hair ever got that dirty, if the water looks that bad, you're a disgusting human being. Yeah, but it's the only way to braid that hair. Get a haircut, dude. Like, first of all, if you have long hair at all, I'm not a big fan of your hair. But the least you can do is not have your hair being matted and disgusting. And by the way, they stink. I've never been near someone who go, and I'm sure there's going to be some weed addicted patchouli smelling person in the comments going, oh, you don't understand about the locks. And, well, go burn more incense, you stupid hippie. You can't smell it because you're used to it. We can all smell it, and you smell disgusting. And I don't want to sit next to you on the plane.
Yeah, I mean, just long hair in general, especially for men. Like, if you're doing man things, it's just hard to keep clean in general. Like,
I do that every time at the mall. So, you know when you go to the mall, there's the obnoxious man
short hair
with the shoe cleaning kit?
Yeah.
I always just go, I don't speak to people with dreadlocks. And they get so mad.
To be fair, those guys are sometimes cool, and a lot of the time they don't have dreadlocks.
Oh, whoa. I might add. Hold on.
I've been around plenty of wavy ones that were cool.
Hang on. I own one of the shoe cleaning kits that I bought from a gentleman with a flat top, a normal haircut. He had a flat top.
A man's haircut.
Right. And I have the shoe cleaning kit from it's the Shoe MGK. And it's a good kit, and I like it, and I use it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it from some dirty bum with dreadlocks, because you stink and you're disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
We're off to a good start here.
Seriously.
But you already know there's going to be some pot addict in the comments.
I think we've already pissed off a lot
First
of people.
First of all, if you're addicted to pot, you suck. How do you get addicted to something that's not chemically addictive?
Exactly. That's the dumbest thing.
It's like I'm addicted to cheeseburgers.
What are you next? Addicted to video games?
It's because they're dopamine starved rats, and they're addicted to the dopamine, and they don't have a natural source of dopamine because they don't do anything important. So all they do is the only way they can get dopamine is off of just cheap crap like that.
Yeah. Well, no, because being like super sober, like it forces you to have to like actually like be productive to like feel locked in, and you'll get bored too easily if you're sober. But yeah, weed, you just.
Well, I mean, if you smoke pot, you can go just sit and stare at the wall and be happy. Do nothing. Literally lay around. And that's why it's a dangerous drug, and you should not smoke marijuana because it makes you too apathetic. You're okay with sitting on your couch being a bum all day if you're high on pot. Does not make you want to go out and achieve anything. This is why hardcore amphetamines and stimulants are what the productive man would use.
Yeah, no, because look at
have fun sitting on the couch,
I've seen
on
multiple
amphetamines.
YouTubers with 100,000 subscribers talking about their Adderall addiction.
Well, if you get addicted to Adderall, what's wrong?
Wait,
really?
if you get addicted to anything, skill issue.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell are you addicted to porn? How the hell are you addicted
Why
to
don't you just stop?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure there's actually addictions it's a disease, and it takes hold of you, and you just can't relate because, yeah, you're right, I can't relate because I'm not a loser like you. I'm sorry. I have failed to get addicted to alcohol, nicotine, caffeine, basically everything. And I've heavily used substances.
It's funny too because maybe we done all got bit with the addiction mosquito too, but we just swatted it away. Like there's kind of a certain like negative survivorship bias of people who are addicts struggling with addiction because by definition, the kind of people that have self-control never even go down that route in the first place.
I'm not very proud of people like, oh, we should be proud of him. He's clean of heroin. Well, I'm proud of the fact that I didn't get addicted to heroin to begin with. Oh, wow, he beat his Percocet addiction. Try not being addicted to Percocet to begin with, you bum. Like, and I understand we should be glad if someone beats an addiction, but like, they're like someone whose entire internet platform is based on being an ex-drug addict. Like, okay, well, let's talk about people who didn't become addicted to Perc.
I've done cycles of painkillers, and then you just.
I'm already ready for some loser in the comments going, "Oh, you don't understand. You're not old enough yet. You just don't relate to the struggle." And some people, the doctor gave it to them. The doctor gave me perks too when I got my wisdom teeth pulled. Yeah, guess what? I didn't take them. I didn't take them.
Hey, I took mine though.
Well, Mom didn't let me fill my prescription. I wanted to take the perks.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. But yeah, no, seriously, like you take them and then you just stop once you're done.
It's very simple. You finish your prescription and you stop. If you want more, no, do not buy blue M30s and smoke them or whatever they're doing now. Okay, do not do that. Just stop. But I get cramping. I withdrawal. Well, stop. Well, don't.
Just listen to Joey music. It'll give you the same effect.
And it's very simple. Like I don't think we want to talk about. Yeah,
You want to talk about Joey?
No, I didn't want to talk about why we're an authority on not becoming addicted to drugs.
We don't have to. Okay. Yeah. Just
suffice it to say, if you're addicted to anything, you're a bum, and just stop. It's very simple. Cold turkey, stop today. No, you will not die from an alcohol withdrawal. You're not that much of an alcoholic. There's very few people that are that far gone.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because there are people who are that hardcore.
No,
but like
they're not.
You're not. It's
that
not
guy.
you guys. No, nobody's
Same with
watching
nicotine
this.
withdrawals. I apparently found it takes 3 days to be a nicotine addiction.
I was literally about to say that.
The rest is all in your head. So stop.
Yeah, 3 days
Quit
is
it.
chemical addiction.
Quit it. Just stop. I have used nicotine on and off where I go to the phase where you can do a lot, and then you just stop. Like I was at work and my mouth was getting dry and I was working, so I just stopped. I was probably vaping every day for like 6 months straight, like a lot. I had like a nice mod. It's because I worked with guys who vaped, so I was vaping a lot.
Sure.
And then it was summertime and I was in the attics and stuff, and my mouth was getting dry. It's diuretic, and I was like, man, screw this. And I just put my vape away. So I went from vaping like all day, like literally first thing in the morning, all day, vaping for like 6 months. Then I just put my vape away. Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't get any handshakes or withdrawals. I didn't even miss it. I was like, I didn't get a headache. Like, have you considered not being an absolute slave to just dopamine or something?
Yeah.
It's like, and nicotine's fun. It makes you feel good. You get absolutely locked in. You're dialed in, and then you just don't get addicted to it. And if you get addicted to it, well, stop. But I can't focus without it. Okay. Like, you're a wimp. I'm sorry.
I will say I went through a dispo phase myself. That was more of my choice.
Dispos suck.
They suck. And by the way, they're
if you're gonna
horrible
vape,
for the
do not
environment.
buy Chinese crap where you see the videos of them testing it in the factory with like
those are knockoffs, to be fair. Listen, here's
they're
the deal.
all
But,
crap,
hey,
though.
that
They're full of
being said,
heavy metal.
I get why. Because they're so convenient. The juice tastes better than anything. But I'm not doing any of that right now, just so we're clear. But like
when I did, I at least
when I knocked it off, just because you go through a phase, you try things. And when I stopped, it was kind of like I did notice that like I really kind of want this, Jones in a little bit. But again, it's like you don't have to wait the rest of your life. Just quit for like 3 days and then see if you can keep going. Like, that would be my actual challenge. If anybody's watching this and you're struggling with like a nicotine addiction, I've noticed that whenever I'm
if you're watching this, you better be on Sober October anyway.
Oh, amen to that. Oh,
you better be 1 week strong on Sober October.
Nothing stronger than caffeine or melatonin, am I right?
Yes.
But anyway, here's the deal. Sometimes when I'm trying to quit something, even something like sugar, for example, you get this claustrophobia of like, I'll never be able to have it again. You don't want to ever think that way because then it's like, I'm going to do it again at some point.
So I might as well do it now.
So set yourself a goal. That's what Sober October is about. And even if you're not sober all the time, and I might add,
even though nicotine doesn't make you not sober, like you can obviously drive on nicotine. Whatever your addiction is, quit it. If you're a coffee addict, maybe quit that for Sober October.
Yeah.
I'm not addicted to anything, and I still just quit. I don't think I've actually. Yeah, I've had barely any caffeine this month too. Actually, I've had like probably 2 Red Bulls this month.
Yeah.
It's a reset button.
Yeah,
reset
anyway,
your tolerance.
Yeah, give yourself
tolerance is toxicity.
Exactly. Give yourself a reset button. Like if you're really addicted to vaping, don't say I'm gonna quit vaping. I mean, do if you want to quit vaping. I'm not trying to talk anybody out of whatever they're doing. But if you're like, man, I don't know where to start with that, just stop for 3 days. Maybe even pick 3 days where you can afford to be cranky or you can afford to not lock in. Like maybe if you have 3 off days where you're not gonna be at work, just, sleep in, drink a lot of water, do whatever, and just quit for 3 days.
If nothing else, just to prove to yourself that you have the willpower to, because it's completely not essential, not even slightly essential.
Not essential.
You don't need it, so stop.
And plus, once you stop too, your tolerance will have gone way down. So even if you start again, you'll be doing less.
And I might add, I am very
less.
pro nicotine. I think nicotine is very good for you. Just obviously some delivery methods are harmful. I'm not a big fan of Zins. I'm going to put the link in the description. Actually, if I'm consuming nicotine, I use these things called Nic-Nacs. They're an organic mint that contains naturally derived nicotine. And nicotine by itself, if you do the research, is not linked to anything bad besides, slight stimulant.
I will say, let me say one other quick side effect. If you do it a lot all the time, you get tired. Like you'll be just tired all the time. In my experience, I've experienced that.
Zins suck. Zins are trash. It's that stupid plastic package. Enjoy the microplastics. The ones what I do is the Nic-Nacs. They're like it's like a mint thing,
gotta
and you
spit
just
nothing.
and you basically just put it in your lip like a Zin, but it's basically just a mint,
Yeah.
and you don't have to spit anything out. There's no
No.
plastic. The taste is better, all natural. I'm gonna put the link in the
Yeah.
bio. I'm not sponsored, obviously,
Yeah.
but I don't know anyone else who does them, and I think they rule.
Occasionally partaking is fun. Again, doing it all
That's the other thing too. If you do it as a habit, it stops being fun because you're doing
stops
nicotine to
being
feel
fun,
normal,
and you will be
exactly.
tired all the time. And I've never been super deep in the rabbit hole, just to be clear.
I probably have nicotine 2 to 3 times a month.
Yeah. And it's like, but if you do it a lot all the time, I remember I was like just very slightly vaping like most days, and I felt like I was just kind of tired.
I should grab my tin of the Nic-Nacs.
And then I stopped, and then deliver us from evil, dude. We're not doing that this time.
I'm not quitting. I haven't had any all month.
Yeah.
Or even last month, really.
But yeah, no, you don't want to be tired all the time. You don't want to be doing anything all the time like that. Even caffeine. Try to go
even
a day
caffeine,
without
exactly.
caffeine.
I'm a big fan of the peach nectarine Red Bull. Don't get the sugar-free one. The sugar you want the sugar for the energy. And the 250 milliliter cans is my thing of choice. But the problem is if I drank 2 or 3 of those a day, or if I drank them every day at all, they would cease to be a energy boost, and it would simply be I'm drinking this to feel normal.
Confessing our faults one to another, I am caffeine addicted. I have to drink about 120 milligrams of caffeine to feel normal. When I wake up, I imagine a lot of people out there relate to that.
Of course. So
I'll be honest.
I want to say I want to say it's 110 milligrams, or maybe it's 84.
You have the 8-ounce can?
It's the 8.4 ounce. It's the 250
that's only
milliliter.
80 milligrams.
So it's only 8 milligrams of caffeine. And if I drink one of those, I get a hard energy rush because I'm not addicted to it. If I wake up in the morning and don't have one, I feel normal. If I have one, I feel better. Now, if you drink it just to feel normal, then what's the point? You might as well just not do it at all if you want to just feel normal and not be addicted. Being addicted to something or using a chemical to feel normal is like really pointless.
It's annoying.
Like if I'm gonna deal with the side effects of a chemical, I might as well at least get the intended benefit.
Here's the best case for why you could say caffeine addiction is like okay, and my bias is obvious. It would be that basically you wake up in the morning, drink your caffeine, now you're up. And then when the caffeine wears off at night, you're able to like really crash out and go to bed. Because like if I go clean from caffeine, like really clean, my sleep schedule like gets a little weird. I'm not talking about immediately afterwards when you're like, just not used to it. Because it's like I'll like have too much energy at night. And then I don't have as much energy in the morning. I'd rather take all of the night energy and put it in the morning. Like I'll rack up the credit card in the morning, pay it off at night, and I get like a really strong circadian rhythm that way. Again, I feel like a lot of people are going to relate more to me than my brother on this because he is not addicted to caffeine, but like I think 90% of Americans are active caffeine users, and I imagine most of them are addicted to something.
Well, and it's not that it's not that I have like no tolerance to caffeine because I will have some days where I drink 4 or 5 energy drinks in one day. It just depends on the day.
By energy drinks, do you mean those 8-ounce Red Bulls?
Yeah, dog.
Because that's not even that much.
Hold on though. Back before stupid Rockstar got sold and they got rid of the organic one, they claim they still sell it, but it's a different flavor. It tastes different. I can tell. It's crap. I would have some days where I drink 4 of the 16-ounce of the old school organic Rockstar Energy. It was island fruit.
That's
flavor.
Over 640. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah. And I'd have 4 of those in one day. Other days I'd have none.
I mean, honestly, I think that both of our numbers are rookie numbers compared to some people because I have to be like, man, the most caffeine I ever had in one day was like 2 bags. And people are like, really? That's it? And it's like, I don't know if that's something to brag about, Chief.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you just like if you like your heart to feel weird and stuff and twitch funny and stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's funny.
I feel all shaky and sweaty.
I haven't felt that like crazy caffeine rush in a long time because I always drink just enough caffeine to get me to feel normal. So like, because I remember one time I used to love my favorite of like the 300 sugar-free style energy drinks. There's so many, Bucked Up.
The best is nicotine and caffeine on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. That's the absolute best. Just absolutely tweaking in the work fan.
Well, I thought the absolute best. We know what the absolute best is.
Yeah.
Adderall and nicotine. But
crushed and snorted Adderall.
I used to love the cotton candy Rockstar X Durance. They still make them. I just don't drink them very often.
Those are too hardcore for me.
Those are 300 milligrams. That's my favorite, like the sugar-free 300.
There's no reason to ever drink a 300 milligram drink. I'll explain why.
Hey, we'll get back to that. I just wanted to say, I remember I used to love those, but they were hard to find. And I like let my tolerance go down, and then I bought one and I drank it, and it was just like a vibrating in the seat because my tolerance was used to it. But
there's no reason to ever consume a 300 milligram energy drink, and I'll explain why. So the FDA says you should not consume more than 400 milligrams daily. And I believe that. I think if you consume under 200 milligrams a day, you will not become addicted. that checks out because I consume less than that.
I'm dubious of that one. I'm dubious of that.
Whatever. This is what the government says. But the 400 milligrams a day, if you have your 300, that's fine. But drinking 300 first thing in the day, big no-no. It's all at once. I've had days where I had 300 or 400 in a day, but it's spread out across literally 16 hours. I have 80 milligrams, 80 milligrams, 80 milligrams, 80 milligrams. Now we're at 240, but that's not the same as drinking a 240 first thing in the morning. I know I just said 80, that would actually be 320, but
yeah. This is same deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
it's not
drinks.
about the milligrams. It's you want to spread it across the day. That's why I like the 8.4 ounce Red Bulls, because it's half a can. It's only 8.4, not 16. Yeah. So you can split it. And even if it's just 2-3 hours later, you can, because there's the half-life on the caffeine. You time it properly so you don't just get a sudden rush of, oh, give me 300 milligrams all at once, and then I'm going to crash out later.
And by the way, I don't care what your caffeine tolerance is. Don't be drinking Dr. Pepper and Coke with dinner if you need to go to sleep soon. It's not good for your sleep. Even if you can go to sleep, caffeine being in your system when you're asleep gives you lower quality sleep.
I've done the thing, though, when you want to nap and you quickly chug an entire energy drink and then go to sleep. I
don't know what that is, man.
It works.
I've heard of that. I don't know.
No. So you basically chug an energy drink as fast as you can and get to bed as fast as you can, and like you go to sleep before the caffeine hits, and you wake up feeling. If that's what you want to do, if you need to take like a 2-hour nap, basically, because then you wake up awake.
Alrighty. Well, I would say that we could pretty much wrap this up right now. I don't want to just make this go on too long. We had to leave some material for next time, I'd say.
Yes. So if you have any comments claiming that we're wrong about addiction or dreadlocks, please put them in there, and I will argue with you.
We came out swinging with this one.
No, your addiction's not real. Your dreadlocks are disgusting. No, I don't want to hear about. You just don't understand. You're just lucky that
when it comes to
addiction.
when it comes to addiction and dreadlocks and hoarding,
just say no.
It's time to get clean.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's time. That's the name of
this episode.
Video title. This video's title is "It's Time to Get Clean."
This is your wake up call.
This is your wake up call. Alrighty, well, we're gonna wrap this up. By the way, as far as my YouTube channel,
comments.
As far as my YouTube channel goes, like I said, I'm just kind of having fun with this, sparing stuff around. I'm working on one certain very high effort video that's gonna be really cool.
I can't wait to see what Chris is gonna say about this at church.
Seriously. But for now, I'm a little busy with my day job, like what actually pays me a lot of money. So I'm just gonna kind of come out with videos whenever I can. I hope you guys are all patient with that. And like I said in that other video, if you're interested in like content that I have to make, stay subscribed. If you're interested in like anything drama related, my channel isn't the place.
I have a pretty good Facebook account for that. My Facebook account.
Plug his. He's got a Facebook account that'll be covering all that fun stuff.
My Facebook account is purely negative content. It is purely making fun of
hatred,
people.
Just putting negativity into the world.
Hate. If you're looking for your 2 minutes hate, come to my Facebook. I post daily. I keep every day I wake up not sure what I'm going to post about, but then one of these bums does something new and I just have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I'm like, it's always like, oh, what do I post? But oh wait, they got busted on a hot mic again. Well, I'll post about that.
I might throw some stuff in the community post in between the extremely esoteric memes I've been making.
Don't stop
anything particularly funny. Don't stop with the memes.
Please stop with the memes. I don't like them.
He doesn't get it, man. If you don't understand the memes, just keep it pushing. It's just I gotta have my creative outlet, man. I've been off of social media for so long, and now I'm just pooling all of it into just my YouTube. So.
I think Solomon needs to get on Instagram or Facebook and post memes there.
I don't
post
like
your memes on Instagram.
I don't like the Zuck. But anyway, all right, we're gonna wrap this up.
The Zuck got in shape recently. Like I liked him more after he got buff. I don't know if you saw. Like he's like low key buff.
He got the human update. Yeah.
No, like I actually like him more now. Now that he's same with Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos got jacked too, and I was like, well, he's not so bad actually. Elon Musk still sucks. Maybe I'll change my mind about that faggot if he maybe hits the gym. Then I'll like him more.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we're gonna wrap this up. Like I said, leave any thoughts, leave your complaints in the comments, and we'll be leaving some funny replies. I'm sure he's gonna be lurking on it as well.
Of course.
And yeah, other than that, see you guys next time.